Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros, kids. It's Monday, D'Anthony. So that means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, congratulations. You know what day it is.
Let's face it. I do deserve an award for that. Usually I don't know what day it is.
Every day is pretty much just a shittier version of the last one.
You think so?
Yeah.
I've got hope and joy today, D'Anthony. I'm sorry you don't. I've got hope and joy in my heart, in my mind, and in my voice today, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Sometimes God steps in, right? Is that what they say? Is that the old quote?
You're talking about the footprints in the sand?
Yeah. What's the rest of that?
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit.
When you look behind you, look behind you, you're only going to see one set of footprints.
Yeah,
there.
that's because it was just me the entire time.
Yeah, it was then that I carried you. But with that, Aaron Judge is going for the home run record. The real one, by the way. Not the steroid bullshit. We're not doing it.
Not the real record.
He's clean. All right, Delco, he's clean.
Barry was never proven to do steroids.
You admire bodybuilders. That's what you do for a living. You love steroids. You love people on steroids. Most of your friends are on steroids currently. Correct?
We're all natty.
No, you're not, dude. You kidding me? That's bullshit.
2022 is the year of the natty.
No, it's not, dude. It's the year of the fucking needle, brother. Needle. Therefore, we're going to watch the real home run record in person, potentially. We got tickets to the last game of the season that Aaron Judge is playing because he happens to be playing here in Texas. That last ball, whoever gets that last ball, is estimated to be worth somewhere between $2 and $3 million. Now, you have to guess which section it's in to sit there and kind of get the tickets in advance, which we were able to do. Can you pull up the seating chart for the old Texas Rangers? All right, so I want to get your opinion. You guys host the baseball show on Drinkin' Bros Sports. Obviously, Dan and Hot Bob. Zoom in there to left field. So in left field, other left, there you go.
Your military left. Come on, guy.
There you go. So section 31 is where I got tickets because that foul line in 32, 33, he doesn't usually hook them around the foul pole. So 31 and 30 was my best guess for this. And then I got to thinking to myself, all right, I don't think he's going to be a Mark McGwire sitch where it's just going to go right over and that's it. So like the first two rows were out for me. I felt safe at row 5 in left field. Thoughts on that, first of all?
Well, first of all, Rob, if you want to pull up Mike, I always call him Mike Judge, Aaron Judge's spray chart.
But I was already Googling.
Yeah.
There it is, brother.
You can see the highest density in left. I mean, look, you have to split it between left, center, and right, especially in Globe Life because that's a goddamn hitter's park. But right there where the density or the most dense part is right where we're going to be sitting.
Great.
Right there.
Okay, awesome. I didn't even have that. I just did it.
Yeah, well,
because I'm smart.
Just know that this information exists, and next time you can ask me.
Well, it's fine. It was a snap decision. So what happened to me was wife was out with a neck injury. I'm watching the kids, and the game's on in the background, and it was kind of cold and raining in New York.
I'm sorry. Let's back up.
Yeah.
Wife is out with a neck injury.
Correct.
What is she playing linebacker now for the fucking Packers?
Yeah, she is. Well, she should be after the Packers game on yesterday. We'll get to that on the sports show barely in overtime against one of the worst teams in the league. They don't have any wide receivers. But with that, I was watching the kids, had the game on in the background. I was like, oh, shit. I got to go and get tickets. He's not going to do it today. It's not going to happen today. Now, I know he's got a game tonight, 2 more tomorrow. But I was thinking, all right, well, which game do we go to? Tonight's game or Wednesday's game? And I was like, well, the last ball is worth the most. That's worth the most money. And Bob, you were saying this before we went on air. It's the one that ties the record, breaks the record, and then whatever the final number is, correct?
Right. Yeah, so like for McGwire, it would have been 60. Or I'm sorry, it would have been 61, 62, and 70.
Okay. So we're going for the last ball there in the outfield, and I wanted to know what you do with the money, you know?
Well, I'm not going to be getting any money.
Why not?
Because as soon as I catch the ball, I'm going to pull my fucking knife out and cut the cover completely off the ball and just like throw it away.
No handouts.
Like, fuck you, dude. Here's your fucking history right here.
Throw it back.
Not a prayer.
Or I'm going to like
Not one prayer.
pretend to hand it to a kid and then slap that kid in the fucking face. We're like, don't ever act like I'm giving you shit for free again, you little
No
bitch.
free lunches.
Yeah.
No. And the last time that this happened, Bob, if you can pull up this gentleman's picture, the guy who caught the last Mark McGwire ball is posing with it, and he's got a black eye. So a scrum ensued, all right? And that's going to happen at these games. They usually have security in your section to kind of get you the fuck out of there so people stop kicking the shit out of you for the ball. If you can pull his picture, yeah. So that's the guy. And does he still have the black eye in this one? Go to the one at the game where he's actually at the game. He's got a sweet bruiser on his right eye. And he wanted a picture with Mark McGwire. That was what he wanted. He was like, look, I'll give this to you for a picture or whatever. Mark McGwire said no. He goes, no, I don't want to take a fucking picture with you. Like, what an asshole. So the dude sold the ball. There he is. Yeah, you can pop that up on screen.
Steroids don't make you nice.
So he's got a little shiner on the left eye, and then later on in the evening, it got a little bigger. And so what happened was McGwire said no to the picture, and the kid would have given the ball back. And so the guy immediately put it on the auction block, and he got $3 million for it. So in a way, Mark McGwire did him a favor. Now, I happened to be chasing McGwire that summer. We were following him around. I'll never forget it. It was in Cincinnati. That was the ballpark that he was supposed to be in the day after, because his last home game on that stretch was in St. Louis, and then he was going to Cincinnati the next day. Well, I was at Ohio State, and I was like, all right, great. Me and my buddies were just going to drive over. Same thing. Got tickets in left field where I thought he would hit the home run. And we were all ready to do it. And we were listening to the game the night before on the drive down to Cincinnati. And then I think it was like the 5th or 6th inning. The radio show was just like, and Mark McGwire hit the home run. And we were deflated at that point. Because the next ball wouldn't have been worth shit. The final one would have been worth a lot. Mark McGwire comes out graciously after staying up all night, talking to the president and everything else. Takes one at bat, hits a deep ball to left, fly out. Boom, he leaves. That's it. Doesn't do anything the rest of the game, and it was one of the most disappointing things of all time. I also saw an entire stadium exit at the same time. Right in the first inning, everybody walked right the fuck out of there because the Reds were terrible, and McGwire was pulled from the game, so that was it. But the next time it happened, it was Barry Bonds, and it was in L.A. He had a chance to break the record with the Dodgers, and I got tickets in right field for that one. Didn't get the ball, but that one went for a fuck ton of money as well.
I don't remember how much that one was for.
I forget. Do you know how much 73 was worth, Bob? Okay. Because at that time, he was chasing 70 and 71, so that I would have been going for the ball that broke the record, not the final ball in that one.
$517,000.
517.
It's a weird number.
It is, yeah.
It's like the guy's like $500,000. Wait a minute. I need that comprehensive butt insurance, and it's $17,000.
Sure, go ahead and put that 17K on there. I think I know the answer for that one. With McGwire, this record hadn't been broken in, 50 years? And then Bonds broke it 4 years later.
And also everybody hates Bonds.
Yeah, everyone fucking hates Barry Bonds. There was absolutely no magic to Bonds' run.
No, it was very
whatsoever.
clear. It was very clear what was happening. The dude who did the most of all the steroids was cranking home runs left and right.
Right.
That was very
Why aren't we
clear.
talking about Sosa? Because he also broke the record that year.
But his ball, he didn't get the record. So and he wasn't the first to break the record.
Right.
So those balls really weren't worth that much.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
$100,000.
He never broke any record.
He technically did not. Yeah. He actually no, that's not true. That's not true. He did because he passed McGwire in.
He
60s.
had 63. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
So McGwire beat him to 61
Yep.
and 62. Then he passed McGwire in the mid 60s, and then McGwire passed him back and won.
Yeah. And his final number was what, 70?
Yeah, and he used the. Oh, you're talking about McGwire.
Yeah.
Sosa was 66, I think.
Yeah.
Sosa was 66. McGwire was 70. And then Aaron Judge, who knows, right? He's got 4 games left. We'll see what it is. This is the real home run record. But as I was thinking about it over the weekend, this ball, because it's a Yankee, because you're passing Maris, who is also a Yankee and everything else, this will be worth a fuck ton of money, this ball.
Probably, yeah. I mean, part of me wants to catch it and just take it home and refuse to sell it or give it to anybody. Like, you can't buy me.
But you gotta sell high, because what if somebody else breaks it?
I mean, it's not going to happen next year.
No, but I think it will happen eventually. One of these young
time.
kids for the Braves has a shot.
No, none of those guys are ever going to hit 70.
You don't think like Austin Riley might have a shot at it?
No,
Nah.
because he's not. He hits home runs, but he's not like a prototypical home run hitter. He's a doubles hitter.
The real question is, Dan, has Aaron Judge earned his pinstripes?
Man, I don't know what else the guy can do.
Yeah,
but I don't expect. Honestly, I think he's going to be a New York Met next year. If I had to gamble on where he would be next year, I would say 100% the Mets.
What a waste of time.
I
know, because they're going to lose DeGrom. I mean, whatever you want to say about that, with his inability to stay in the lineup and shit.
So he's going to break the record, maybe hit the Triple Crown, and they're going to let him go.
Boy, the number's so big, though. He's going to want 10
The
years.
Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Yankees haven't been doing that for a while now.
For a long time.
Like, Cashman hasn't been spending money since, fucking 2018, maybe they kind of rolled it back.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do, and I know that the new Mets owner doesn't give a fuck about money.
Also, he's the reason they're in the playoffs, really.
He's the only reason.
Yeah, I mean, he's had an incredible season and carried these guys.
But the question is,
back.
are they going to give him a fucking... He's 30 right now. Are they going to give him a 10-year, $400 million contract?
Yeah, why not?
That he'll only play half of.
I mean, he's probably going to leave around 38, just based on the body type. That would be a good outcome.
And he doesn't play full seasons hardly ever.
No, but we're going for the millions. I'm going to blow it. I'm going to blow all the money. Yeah.
Yeah, if we get it, I mean, we'll probably just...
I hope you do blow it.
Can you pull?
I hope
Actually,
you do blow it.
can you
I
pull
hope
up?
The ball goes right to you. You have your stupid little glove.
Could you imagine?
And it just goes right through it.
Do you want? Hey, do you want to show that clip, Bob, of the guy from the Blue Jays game who dropped the ball? That guy dropped $1 million fucking dollars.
What Blue Jays game? Game 7 of the
for 61. For 61 the other night, the guy dropped the ball that was worth $1 million and lost his shit for the rest of the game. SVP on SportsCenter was just like, I'm sure that guy will never think about it again. I was like, nope. Think about that day every day for the rest of his life. Imagine just dropping $1 million and then it's gone. There's a more bizarre story to that too. The Blue Jays bullpen coach actually got the ball and decided to give it back to Judge. So Judge has it, and he gave it back to him. But the Blue Jays bullpen coach wife is a reporter for Fox Sports, and she was like, hey, bro, I just want to let you know there's not going to be a house to come home to. I can't believe you gave up that fucking ball. And it became a huge joke on social media over the weekend, and it was fun. Now, this guy, Bob, put him up on screen here so we can show the disappointment of him dropping this ball. This would haunt my dreams for the rest of my life, I think. Go ahead and play it. Are we going to get dinged for this?
Yeah, because the Yes Network logo.
Oh, fuck. All right. Look at that. Oh, no. And he had his glove. He had it, and it was in the palm of his glove. He didn't squeeze it. And he lost $1 million.
Just stick one of those telescopic nets down your pants.
Oh, yeah, right? People were doing that in, the 80s and shit.
People... find the footage of Hank Aaron hitting his.
That's right.
When he hit 750.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people out in the outfield with fucking nets and shit.
Yeah, it was wild. Like fishing nets, because it was in Georgia, so it was like old school fishing nets that people were carrying around trying to catch this record.
I think this one goes into the bullpen, so I'm not sure if you actually.
It does, yeah. It no fan caught it.
So the stadium we're going to doesn't allow any of that. It's super strict. It's a nice stadium, but they don't allow any of this bullshit. But yeah, I mean, you can just see. Look at that guy with a huge fucking fishing net in the back. You can cut that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that huge fishing net. Almost got it, dude. Look at that. That was actually like a pool skimmer.
I don't know what the fuck that thing was.
And that was huge. How do they'd let you do anything back in the day. 9/11 fucked up everything for us. We used to be able to do whatever we wanted, anywhere we went. And now it's all fucking ruined, dude. Thanks, Bin Laden, you fuck.
Honestly,
Well-
I blame Josh Hamilton.
You should blame Dick Cheney and George W. Bush for that,
Really?
and everybody that was in Congress or Senate at the time, except for Barbara Lee from Oakland. I think she was the only one that voted against all this shit.
No. But for Bin Laden was the one who blew up the goddamn towers first, and they voted on it afterwards.
No, I got that part, but at no point did that mean that a bunch of old ladies needed to take their shoes off at the fucking airport.
I know, dude.
Like
We're still dealing with that bullshit.
the TSA was 2 weeks to flatten the curve of terrorism.
Yeah.
And now it's fucking
21 years later, we're still doing this bullshit.
billions of dollars to people who, by the way, this is why you can't find good lower level workers anymore for like fast food and restaurants and shit like that. Is because they all work for TSA now.
Oh, really? That's funny.
What do you think the qualifications for working there are? Not having been arrested yet. That's it.
Is it really?
Yes.
Do you have to do any training or anything else?
I'm sure they have some training, but what is it? Like, ooh, fucking look at it and how the machine works. Cool.
That's the manager. The manager's patting you down. They got one guy checking the screen and the rest, like, telling you to take your iPads out.
Yeah, because, I mean, look, we're still doing shoes off, laptop out, any electronic devices, all that bullshit's got to go in like 80 different bins. And, yeah, thanks, Bin Laden.
So, Dan, I want to ask you a question. Do you know what that machine is that they scan you with?
What are you talking about?
At the airport.
Scan how?
It's
Explain it.
the X-ray
Yeah,
machine?
they hold your hands up?
Yeah, you got to do the
It's a
the
millimeter.
Jay-Z.
It's
You got to
a-
do the Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, it's a millimeter X-ray.
Does it detect things way up your butt?
Yeah.
Rectally? Yeah.
It takes a picture every millimeter,
Yep.
basically, and then reassembles it.
Have you put something up your ass?
For the
What do you-
airport?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you asking?
You mean like in general?
In the
Because-
no. In general, I know that answer, but
Yeah.
at the airport specifically, were you going somewhere that it was important enough for you to jam something up your asshole?
It was a fairly simple object,
I'll say
was
this: there's no law against wearing a
butt plug.
There's no law against wearing a vibrating butt plug through airport security.
Okay.
Which is my question.
They're going to find it, but there's nothing they can really do about
Are
it.
they going to make you remove it though? And
No,
test
I
it?
would not remove it. That's my fucking right as an American to have a vibrating piece of machinery up my asshole at all times.
Okay. Is that what you had, Giorgio? Because I'm going to say it was probably drugs.
No, he's nail on the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were just having that type of day.
I was also worried about the metal. It was silver. I didn't want it to set off the machine.
Sure. And that's understandable. Now, we were sneaking hard AFs into the game, and I had to go through a metal detector at...
Aluminum doesn't pop on a metal detector, really. I mean, it has to be like thick aluminum to pop on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I did was I held my phone up like this. And
So you could see inside your butthole where you hid the hard AF.
No, dude. That was no x-ray. It was a normal fucking machine, Was that Texas, Alabama?
Right, but you didn't want to carry it, so you're like, why don't I just put it up there in my prison log?
No, sure did not. Nothing went up my asshole. Like there was no can up my asshole whatsoever. All right. I had it in my back pocket, kind of stuffed in. But what I did was I walked through the machine first with the phone out, and it was visible. So when it dinged, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I forgot to put my phone in the tray." And he was like, "Don't worry about it."
You fucked that up.
What do you mean?
Those things, the alarms go off based on at what level the infraction happens. So you should hold it next to the same height as your ass.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Well, you
It was
had
pretty-
you had it out in front of
Well,
your
it's
face.
as far as I can go here on the desk. So, I mean, it was just like it was a fucking dick cock level.
I want people to understand how to defeat these stupid fucking technologies.
It was at cock high, all right? It was at cock high.
So what you're saying is there's light bars on the sides, and those will light up where the metal
or
is.
on some of the more, some of the newer ones, it shows a code instead. But yes.
I wonder what that code is for butt.
The alarm
48.
goes off where it fucking comes into contact, right? So they know where to fucking look.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the ass every single time.
It's the asshole every single time for him. So when I did that, the guy was like, "Oh, no worries," because I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, nothing else, and he was like, "You're fine. It's a phone. Who cares?" But I had 2 cans of hard AF, and then we went into the game with it, and it was great. And I was proud of myself that I did that, and I got away with it, and I felt awesome. I felt like a great human being. Now, at the airport, you can't get away with dick anymore. Like, nothing.
That's not true.
I've seen people get popped with weed at Austin's airport twice now.
It's called CBD.
What do you mean?
You just
Oh,
say
you tell them the
CBD.
weed is CBD?
Are you telling them it's
Is it
Delta?
cocaine? Nah, CBD.
You tell them it's Delta 8.
Well, because I saw 2 guys get popped with joints on 2 separate occasions.
That's stupid. Because that's that's not true anymore though. Because you get to say it's Delta 8. They have no way of knowing that. They're not sending your fucking joint off to the lab to get it tested to see if it's Delta 8 or Delta 9 for this $200 fine you might have to pay. That's just not happening.
So because
it's like $10,000 for that test.
I stuck around for one of the guys to see what was going to happen, and there were some words back and forth, and he kind of shrugged his shoulders, and they threw it away. It was a couple joints, right? And they just kind of tossed them in the trash can. No harm, no foul. Now, the other guy they brought back into a room, who knows where he is today or if he's even alive. It could be a Brittany Griner sitch. Who knows?
So when me and Dan were on our way to Tennessee traveling together, we see that at the end of the TSA line, they usually have a picture of a TSA agent and a recent bus that they had received.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like what'd you call it, Dan?
Employee of the month.
Really?
Or are they trying to intimidate me?
Bad boys. Like what to do? What to do? It's reggae. You know, it's a reggae
like,
song for cops.
But they brag about what they actually busted them for, and it was like, what was it?
Yeah, what was it?
It was like some.
It was a handgun, right?
It was like some like well-equipped gun.
Yeah, it was a small handgun.
That's worthy of it. That's worthy of it.
I feel like you
don't
should
agree.
find that.
I feel like what? Explain this to me.
Sure.
Why am I allowed to carry a gun everywhere except for on an airplane?
You'd be blasting people away. You could blast the pilot.
I could do that right here, right now.
Technically, you can't bring a gun to a bar.
Sure, yeah, you can, as long if you're not drinking. Almost every state has that law now where you can carry a gun at a bar if you're not intoxicated.
Yeah, but this is blasting a pilot out of the sky.
No, there's a fucking door there, right?
Right.
To stop that specifically from happening.
You think it's bulletproof?
I know that it is.
So every door on a cockpit is bulletproof.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Really?
Yes.
Bob, fact check that. I've never heard that, dude. It looks very thin.
What are you talking about?
The cockpit door?
Yeah, man.
No way.
Yeah, it
looks super thin.
Especially after 9/11.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, they got it open with a drink cart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How do they
that's
get it?
why you're not. That's why the what do they call it? Sky cunts. That's why they tell you that you can't stand in line up at the front laboratory. So you can't fucking just hang out there waiting, and then when the pilot opens the door, that's also why the pilot won't open the door unless he gets on the phone and talks to a flight attendant who says, "Yeah, I'm standing right here," and he can also see them on video.
No shit.
Yeah, motherfucker. What do you think? We just been doing this by random chance this whole time?
I thought they put a marshal on every plane with a gun.
We should do that.
That's so expensive.
No, it's not as expensive as TSA. Not even close. For a tenth of the budget of TSA, you could put 2 air marshals on every single flight that happens in America, armed, 2 guys.
And they'd have great frequent flyer miles.
Fuck yeah, they would. And if they're in first class, they'd be boozing.
No, they don't sit
probably
in
not.
first class.
They don't sit in first? Why? The rich people aren't going to do shit?
Correct.
Probably one in the middle, one in the back.
And also to blend in. Like if you, it's people that look like me,
Yeah.
right? Like you can tell we
That
think
blends in.
we think we're all fucking slick
Yeah.
and shit. No, we all look exactly the goddamn same.
But if you're gonna like hijack a plane, why wouldn't you just splurge for your last flight?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, go in first, enjoy the
because
cheese.
it draws attention.
But enjoy the cheese plate, everything else, flirt with people, have some champagne.
What draws
and then
attention?
take down a fucking plane.
that
it draws
goes against your
attention
religion.
when a fucking dude that doesn't speak English and has dirty shoes on just bought a $1,000 airline ticket one way.
You're Saudi royalty.
Yeah.
I don't think so, bud.
No, that one's getting flagged for sure.
So
All
I have a
right.
conspiracy theory about these guns, Dan.
All right.
So you can't take them on an airplane because they want to restrict the interstate transportation of guns and the ease of that.
There's no restriction on interstate transport of personally owned firearms. You can't tell me if I can or can't bring my
know,
gun.
but-
Like in California, if I move to your state and get an ID in California with my license, then I have to be aware of what fucking weapons are allowed there. But if I'm just visiting and shit, they can't tell me what to do. And even if they could, fuck them.
Clip that.
Clip it for sure. Bob, do we get a fact check on that door? Yes
There's
or
a
no?
fucking
I have it
aircraft
up here.
mechanic in
All right,
the.
let's see it. What we got?
There's an aircraft mechanic in the chat.
Oh, there is? What does he say? What does he say?
It's a woman, and it's all cockpit doors are ballistic proof. So not only did you misgender this person,
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I
which
apologize.
is a huge problem.
No, I get it, and I keep doing it.
Did you really not think that those cockpits were secure after?
No, I thought there was an air marshal with a gun on every flight. Dead
No.
serious. Because to put in a bulletproof door, it's pretty costly.
Maybe 10% of flights at the most.
Okay.
Maybe.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right. Because you and I had a buddy. Oh, shit. We did a show with one of them, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And we had to pull the fucking show down.
Yep.
They found out who he was. Does he still have that job?
Probably. Yes. I don't know. I haven't checked.
So, Bob, let's show the door. Let's see the fucking door. All right. You're saying that's bulletproof? Oh man, is that what they really look like?
Lauren Manley's asking about is it not because you can just shoot through the fuselage? Technically, yeah, but it's not like the fucking movies. Like where somebody shoots a gun in through the window and all of a sudden half the goddamn plane gets ripped out. It doesn't work like that. You could literally take a piece of plastic and just stick it there where the hole is, and suction would take care of the rest.
Nothing happens. It's a tiny hole.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you would have to fucking
noise.
I guess if you had a fucking AT-4 or an RPG or some shit, and you shot a grenade into the goddamn thing. Let's check for fucking grenades.
Would it suck out a small Asian and put him right through the hole?
Pilots used to have gunfights in the air, Ross.
When was this?
Last week.
Air Force One?
World War I.
Yeah. Well, that I remember, but
those were depressurized cabins.
Yeah, they sure were.
Even in a pressurized cabin, you have to make a significant hole.
I think it would pull a baby right clean out of the fucking thing right through the hole, or an Asian, a small Asian, or a midget.
No.
Yeah.
First of all, it would be, well, I'll show you. Be that big right there.
Yep.
And that ain't doing shit. No.
That sucking that baby right out of a
You
chair.
could literally reach up and put your hand on it, and it would stop.
I wouldn't want to. I would want to see the baby. I want to see the baby fly for a little bit.
Just pull the fucking door open.
Speaking of which, dude, by the way, if there's a baby in front of us and that ball's coming at us,
I'm fucking that baby up.
Yeah, that baby's going on the field.
I've been dreaming about that actually.
I'll catch the ball and then throw the baby back, Delco. That's what I'll do. But yeah, that could be a possibility. We'll find out.
Oh yeah, that's a good fucking Jade Trader 81. I remember this video. Demo Ranch Matt character.
Yeah.
He did a fucking shooting through airplane doors.
Oh, did he really?
There's a video on here if you want to fucking go watch it.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, I'll pop it up after the show is over. One other thing I wanted to ask you about. So over the weekend, my wife and I are fans of Key and Peele. Key has a new show, and Keegan-Michael Key has a new show on Hulu called Reboot. It's pretty good. It's with the guys from the producers of Modern Family.
Oh yeah. So it's the premise.
It's called Reboot.
The premise is all these people were in a fucking show back in the day, and now they're rebooting the show.
Right.
So they're just carrying all their
from
drama.
a TGI Friday show, and then they're coming back to do this show. It's pretty decent, but it lost my wife episode 3, where she goes. One of the chicks. Spoiler alert. I don't really care. One of the chicks goes to a bar that night and then hooks up with her female co-star. It's her first lesbian experience ever, and she's in her 40s. And she was like, dude.
That's a real thing, late in life lesbian. You never heard of that?
No.
Yeah, that's a huge thing.
Is it really?
Like, I can't say percentage-wise, but if I had to guess, 30% to 40% of lesbians are late in life lesbians. They fucking do what they're told at a young age, get married, have a family, and they're like, all right, I'm done with this bullshit. It's time to go muff diving.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a thing?
Why are you
We got
asking
two.
me?
There's two girls. There's two girls
You have
here.
two non-lesbians.
I'm not
there's
saying
3
they're
women here, actually.
I don't care if they're straight or gay. I just want to know, as a female, is that a thing? Is a late in life lesbian a thing? She's saying yes.
Yeah, she's counting down the fucking days. She's crossing out dates on her calendar.
We'll
It's
ask
almost
her-
time to
we'll-
eat some puss.
We'll get you on air at the end of this, and we'll ask about it. Because maybe it's. Have you done it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. She said she's fucked a girl. Okay, perfect. We'll have you on at the end to explain this. This will be great. But what my wife said was this. She goes, she's like, this is improbable because it's not like a dude would just do this, and you couldn't write this into a dude show where, oh, hey, I was having some drinks with my buddy, and then I just fucked him one night.
Well, okay, up until relatively recently, I would have agreed with you.
Uh-huh.
But now it's like you can be fooled pretty easily by just a modest transsexual.
Right,
person,
but this
excuse
was two friends who had known each other before.
me. Yeah.
So, let's take Jared, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a mutual friend of ours, obviously. There's no point in my life where I'd ever just wake up in the middle of the night and be like, I think I'm just going to fuck Jared, dude. I'm just going to.
Well, after a
fuck
couple of
Jared.
drinks, though.
He's a handsome man.
Still wouldn't do it, though.
What about for the money?
Well, how much money's involved?
Gay for pay.
See,
Yeah, well,
then-
gay for pay is a different story. This was for free.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
What do you mean?
Maybe that's episode 3 or 4.
No. So I went on and watched a few more and, kind of talk about it, whatever, right? But for me, I've never just woke up in the middle of the night and be like, "Meh, I'm just gonna fuck my bro."
I think there's a non-zero chance that you would fuck Jared.
There's definitely a non-zero chance.
Right. I think we'd
100%.
Matt before Jared.
Wait, what? Yeah, if we had to pick out of all of our friends, yeah, it'd be Matt.
It'd be Matt. Yeah. Is there a gay for pay internship?
You looking for one?
I'm just wondering, like you're working on it. Like if you're
No,
gonna
that's
get
just
paid a
being.
lot.
If you're not getting paid and gay for pay, then that's just gay.
Yeah,
Because
Then
there's
what
no
if you
pay.
don't?
See how that works?
There's no pay. You're just a homosexual
If you
man.
remove pay from gay for pay, then it's just gay. All right. This is algebra. It's very basic.
It could just be for content. That's technically pay.
No, dude, you've got to live mentally
then-
with that forever.
Then you're an actor, though.
Yeah, you're just be method.
Sure.
And acting is the one job you can have and never actually do it professionally and still call yourself an actor.
You think Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal fucked before Brokeback?
Comedian
think-
too.
yeah. I think
you can call
before-
yourself a comedian and never be a comedian.
Before and after, if I had to guess.
I'm thinking about it right now.
The two of them fucking?
Yeah.
That scene was.
R.I.P.
That was one of the first times on screen that I'd seen something where he just spits in his hand. You're like, oh shit, okay.
Now, is this?
They're going for it.
I've never actually seen this movie because I.
Oh, really?
I like women, but
It's great. It's really funny.
I don't think it's supposed to be. But
I laughed so hard that it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I went opening night and I was by myself too. I couldn't wait to
if
see
they
these
play,
dudes fuck.
if they play it again, like at whatever festival Billy Eichner is going to have to make for himself because his movie
I
sucked. and he's
can't wait
buttered
to
about
talk
it.
about this. Yeah.
Yeah. If he makes some festival and they play Brokeback Mountain, I will go there and watch and laugh with you. But here's my question. So in the movie when he does that spitting in his hand, was that the first time they ever banged?
It is.
And so the first time this man's ever been fucked in his asshole and the guy just spit into his hand, no lube or anything.
Correct. And they're in a tent and it's cold.
Not
like it's
fucking one prayer that went down.
It's cold.
Like there's bloody butthole all over the place then.
They didn't show the aftermath of it. There was just a lot of hugging.
Yeah, the aftermath looked like a fucking World War II guy with
Dude,
a
it's
fucking
slow.
bandage on his head.
Maybe it did, but maybe he went slow and just put the head in.
Can you
was
pull up the
caring.
scene? Pull up the scene and let me see it right quick.
Oh boy. I don't think they have that on YouTube, Bob.
No, you don't need to.
That would be a shocking.
Log into fucking your Netflix or something,
It's not on
or
Netflix.
whatever it's on. It's probably on Amazon Prime or something,
You
right?
just type in scene.
Let's see if they have it, first of all. Oh, that's the one against the fucking door. There we go. Oh, shit. Yeah, this is it. Play it. We can't play this on
Yeah.
air.
Yeah, I won't
but
play it.
I'm just
play
watching
it
this.
for Dan here since he's never seen it. All right. Got to hit play on that?
Yeah,
Because
Jake
little
Gyllenhaal is
Jake's
opening
sleeping.
his eyes.
It's playing.
He's sleeping right now.
It's a slow burn.
Oh, look at that. He's sleeping right now. And then,
Looking outside his tent.
yeah, look at that. What's going down out there? Oh, he's cold. That's right. He was freezing, dude.
He didn't have a tent. He's out there by himself.
Sure didn't. He invited
Bro.
him inside.
Oh, he wasn't cranking it?
Come
No.
get your bro.
I thought he was cranking it.
No, he
dude.
wasn't
he was
cranking
cranking
it.
it.
He was cold, dude. Look at that. Oh, burr. It's freezing in there.
This is why you shouldn't like do nice things for people because you end up doing gay shit.
Well, look, you got to have body heat because I think they're in what, North Dakota or Montana? or
If it's
something?
under 32 degrees, it's not gay. That's the military rule.
Oh, really?
Yep.
All right. Well, this
So,
was
so
definitely
Gyllenhaal had
under.
given him the butt for the audio listeners, and Heath had entered and laid on his back. So
Correct.
right now, it's still pretty heterosexual.
Yep. And then
It's
they
just
cut
for
to
survival.
that full moon, which is foreshadowing. Mm-hmm. Because
Now
he's
it's
about to
some
see
heavy
that as
breathing.
well. Yeah. Still cold.
The monster within is about to come
Still
out.
cold, and then he slowly starts to pull down the sheet.
Now it's Gyllenhaal.
I know. That's Gyllenhaal pulling.
He's
down
reaching
that
back,
sheet.
grabbing
He's
a
reaching
hand,
back.
pulling it over him.
Oh,
no,
where's
he
that
thinks
hand
it's-
going?
he thinks it's his
All right,
lady.
so is the hand going around his waist, or is that going on his cock? And that I never knew. Well, and then Heath Ledger's like, dude, I'm not gay. You're gay.
It's another tussling,
Yeah.
and now they're out of bed, looking at each other on each other's knees.
Yeah, and there's a deep look in their eyes, and then the jacket's coming off for Gyllenhaal.
But you don't need to take your jacket off to get fucked in the ass.
They're grabbing each other.
Yeah.
They don't want it. They don't want it.
They don't want this. This is like a hockey fight. You don't want this. You don't fucking want us.
They're forehead to forehead.
Yep, but the
camera
referee's
goes
going to let
down.
him go. The referee's going to let him go. And then whose jeans come off first? So that's Gyllenhaal. And Gyllenhaal, so that's a reverse mount, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
Gyllenhaal looked to be the aggressor and then turned
for him, and then Heath Ledger violently pulls his pants down, spits in his hand, rubs up his
barely
asshole.
Hold on,
spit.
this is the part that I care about because is he going like slow or?
Hang on. Oh,
No,
man,
not,
that looks hard.
Not one fucking prayer. This
Man,
happens.
that looks hard.
See, this was written. This is why you can't let two straight dudes do this.
I haven't seen this in a while. You're right, Dan. There's going to be some blood on this. I stand corrected.
yeah,
It's been
it's just
while.
a fucking bloody shitty mess back there.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Damn it. Unless Gyllenhaal was used to it, you know?
Well, and maybe he's been sticking fucking like brooms and stuff up his ass.
Or maybe other dudes, because we never got that answer either. But look, he's waking up in the morning and he seems fine.
He's cooking him a nice meal.
Yeah, and he's not rubbing his asshole at all. So
Yeah, but you don't want to fucking, you wait till you get home to rub it, just like a baseball injury.
You think
they're
so?
about to eat some beans, though.
Yeah, they're cooking up beans. Wrong meal to have.
No,
if
nothing-
you're having gay sex, you don't want to cook up some cans of beans.
There's no better meal after getting plowed in your butthole than.
Yeah, but if you want to do it again and you enjoyed it, then what? You're going to be shitting all over the place.
I don't know. You get those fingers are a little stretched out. I think the beans go right through you.
Oof. That's going to be a mess.
And then you're ready, clean to go again.
Oh, God. You're cleaning out the system? God. 'Cause it's not like you have proper toilet paper out in the woods like that, right?
To answer
Yeah,
the
it's
question,
gonna
I
be a
do need
mess.
to walk that back. Dan, you are correct. That would have been extremely bloody.
Yeah.
That's gonna
so
be-
here's my problem with this, right? Just from a continuity perspective. Gyllenhaal, based on what I just saw there, definitely planned this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So you don't bring any
Correct.
lube. Maybe that's his kink, just getting fucking drilled in his dry asshole.
I think it was spur of the moment. It was cold. He's always loved him. And then, boom, you bring him in. But, like, I did not realize, like, the pushing and how aggressive that was. You're right. A little bit of spit's not going to do a lot for that.
No,
I stand corrected
Not
today.
one round of spit, even
No.
one round of lube isn't enough for that.
You're
You
gonna
got to
need
go
to
and
that.
Yeah.
you need like 3 stages of lube to be able to pound a butthole like that without any injuries.
Sure.
He just licked it. It wasn't even spit.
No, it was one of those, like a wipe through, you know, like we've all been there.
Maybe he's incredibly hydrated.
Not in that. It's too cold for that.
Now,
I'll
if
go
he had-
back to what Dan said.
Yeah.
Like, it's the elements, too, man. It's just too cold
If
for
he
that.
had like gagged himself a little bit first with a couple of fingers and
Yeah.
then spit into his hand,
Yep.
then I believe it.
Yeah.
Stay with me, guys.
Okay.
Does the phlegm hurt or help the process?
It does not help.
Doesn't help.
Viscosity
Yeah.
is not
A
good.
little bit of that beans.
No, because it's just beans and water, man.
Yeah.
Maybe if you rendered some of the fat that's in there, but how are you going to do that?
Well, God, a little bean juice on that dong might
No,
do it. dude.
coconut.
That's what I'm saying.
Just coconut oil. It's solid at room temperature, but you can fucking pound off with a little bit and then use it as lube.
Yeah,
We're in
that's
the
true.
mountains of
That's true.
Montana. What coconut oil do we have?
You
Use-
don't.
use Amazon. What year did this movie come out?
You got wet beans. This was in what? Probably 2004, 5. I'm gonna guess, Bob. What do we got? Brokeback release
It
date.
took 05 is when it was released. It took place in 1963, though.
Ah, I see.
A little leftover sausage grease from the morning.
Yeah.
You couldn't just go to the fucking the creamery / convenience store and buy butthole lube in 1963.
You sure could. And I didn't even know if it existed. Did it? When's the first year that lube was
Gotta
invented?
think. Well, Vaseline's been around forever.
Vaseline, sure, but like proper anus lube, not
think-
for a while. I think, right?
I don't know when that niche market really started to.
Well, look up Astroglide. Just see what year it was, and that'll
Oh,
help
that's
you.
probably the 70s at least by the name
I would
alone.
say yes, and I would say 70s, but I think we're 7 years before that, right? You're saying 63 before some of that asshole grease was
Astroglide
born.
was founded in. Well, that's not true.
No, its owner was founded in 91.
Let's see.
Yeah, look up that asshole grease.
There's not a Wikipedia page for Astroglide. That's weird.
And really? What year was it
It
invented?
says 91 actually. How long has
Oh
Astroglide been around?
shit, dude. So no, that was a long time, hombre. My God, dude. What did we do before that? What did gay men do before that? They spit in their hands and that was it, dude. Power. That's a lot of power, though.
I'm sure they use like olive oil or some shit in Italy and Greece.
Well, in Italy, but we're not in Italy.
They were fucking each other's buttholes like they were going out of style.
Well, I understand that, but like we didn't have Olive Garden or any of that stuff yet, so Italian food wasn't even big here. You know? Real Italian food. That is.
One of the first major like food imports to the United States was olive oil.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's a big industry. Well, it was.
Well, it
Like
was.
Vito Corleone, that's how he got here.
Was it really?
Started an olive oil
I haven't seen
company.
the movie in forever. I haven't seen the movie in forever. We got some sponsors real quick who put the shit wagon on the air. First and foremost, ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. I promise we're going to get to more gay stuff here right after this. Now, it would have been a lot more comfortable having seen what we've seen here in the tent than to just have gay sex on a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. They're a gay ally, Giorgio. So, you know, am I reading that correctly? Yeah, they are.
Oh boy, I've got a lot of things to say now about lube. I just found a whole history.
Oh,
Of lube.
perfect. And we'll get to that. And if you're using lubrication to have anal or vaginal sex, get a cover for that bed. Okay, protect the mattress. The sheets probably aren't going to stop it, is what I'm saying. And the cover's right here on the desk. Look at that. Man, that's nice. 30% off everything in the entire store with the promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout. That is the mattress, that is the sheets, the adjustable bases, all the things that you can think of there at ghostbed.com/drinkinbros. The weighted blanket, 30% off with the promo code Drinkin' Bros. Also, when you get the new mattress, you get 2 free luxury pillows right now, and that's going on for a couple more weeks. And then 40% off the bundle package. That's the adjustable base and the mattress combined together. The adjustable base is amazing. USB ports, flashlights, you name it, they got it at ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Next up, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros. Doubles your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. I took my bookie to the fucking woodshed this weekend. I got no response from you guys on all those cards yesterday. I won every fucking NFL game.
I think when did you send it? We were recording maybe?
Maybe you guys were. That was the greatest feats in the history of man, I think.
I didn't see it.
It's close to $6,000. A 6-game teaser, a 7-game teaser, a 3-game, a 4-game. You name it, I won it. And then on college, I only lost 1 fucking game. If I win tonight, my winnings will be $6,000 off of MyBookie, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Tonight, I got money on the Rams, plus 1.5. Just taking that line straight up tonight. I think the Rams win. So what I bet tonight was $190. That'll take me to $6K even for the weekend. Holy shit, what an amazing weekend. Not for my bookie, but not my problem. Turn your love of sports into your new side hustle at mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. College football is in full swing. Destroyed it this weekend on Saturday. NFL is in full swing. And then we're going to bet on the game on Wednesday that we're going to be at to see where Aaron Judge ends up at. But fun times at the old MyBookie. Tonight is the Monday night game is Rams at 49ers. Rams plus 1.5. That's where my money is going tonight on that game. And if you want to see the actual betting slips, we post them every Saturday and Sunday before the game starts in Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook. It is a private group. The only rule is just don't be a fucking asshole. And you'll see all the bet slips and then see everybody talking shit. And there's some dark, dark memes in there. Regarding sports, last but not least, D'Anthony, we've got Fume. BreatheFume.com/Drinkin' Bros. You're going to use the promo code Drinkin' Bros to save 10% off your entire order. Do you got your stick on you today, dog? There it is. Boom, right there.
It's always right here.
There it is. Right there. What do you got in there? Wintergreen?
No, it's Cozy Chai, actually. It tastes really good.
Okay.
Big fan.
Yeah. This is for people who are looking to quit smoking, or if you're trying to quit, it kind of mimics smoking in a way. It's nice to hold something in your hand for the act of it, right?
Yeah, the hand-to-mouth habit, they call it.
Yeah. And that'll really help cut down on the cravings and everything else. The beauty is, too, you're actually packing this full of something.
Yeah, it's got a core that you put in here that it's infused with natural oils, no chemicals or anything that one, taste good, and two, are used to prevent cravings as well.
It's a natural inhaler is what it is. It's better, safer, and again, it's a more natural way to quit cigarettes. It's a no smoke, no vape, no nicotine replacements for the hand-to-mouth habit of smoking. Replace the habits. Fume has these, they got the fucking handcraft wooden inhalers, and all the cores can be bought there. There's wintergreen, I think cinnamon's on there. They got a bunch of them on there. This has helped a lot of people. You've heard them on a lot of podcasts. They're on ours as well. So if you're out there, and we got some people in the crew here who smoke, trying to get Jack Manival to stop smoking, by the way. He's the last one.
I'm trying to get him to smoke more.
Smoke more crack?
Yeah.
Some crack rock. Go to breathefume.com/Drinkin' Bros. Use promo code Drinkin' Bros to save 10% off your entire order. Whether you're a smoker or an ex-smoker who still struggles with cravings, Fume is the perfect tool for you. Head to breathefume.com/Drinkin' Bros. Use the promo code Drinkin' Bros to save 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your entire order when you head to BREATHEFUM.com/Drinkin' Bros and use the code Drinkin' Bros. Let's go, dude. Let's go. D'Anthony, when was the lube? What do we got there?
So the first example that we see is 600 BC in China.
Really?
Carrageenan, maybe is how you say it. It's an extract from seaweed, and you use it kind of the same as fucking cornstarch to thicken up liquids. You don't know anything about cooking, so you would know that, but it's the same. But when it's kind of gelatinous.
Okay.
It's like that shit you see on the beach, the gelatinous stuff that's on seaweed. That's what it is.
Okay.
So people use that. That doesn't seem very hygienic.
No.
And you have to go to the beach to fuck too.
Yeah, it would stink like fish.
Yeah. Let's see. Japan, Korea, China use this to moisturize and stimulate tissue for well over 1,000 years, it says.
Really?
So,
man, 1,000 years they were using fucking seaweed?
Yeah. But it's a purified form of it is still used in modern lube, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
So like a water-based lube would be that, probably.
I call it seaweed, by the way. I never pronounced the D.
350 BC, ancient Greeks and Roman were using olive oil.
Well, that makes sense.
So I don't know if in ancient Rome or in ancient Greece, if everybody just smelled like olive oil all the time, or if you're a northern Italian, you just smelled like fish all the time or whatever. But,
sure.
That seemed gross.
And you could tell olive oil. If you're Italian,
if two dudes, let's just say you're at a fucking party
right?
in Rome, right? And two dudes walk out of the room for a minute, and you think, oh, they're having a private conversation. They come back smelling like fucking olive oil. You know they just had butt sex.
Yeah.
Like there's no question what just happened there.
But that was pretty prevalent at the time.
Sure, yeah.
That happened all the time.
Not in the middle of a meeting.
I think it's the best time to do it.
Also, olive oil was used for almost everything, so I think that was kind of like the cover they used.
It was like Tussin, maybe.
Yeah, Robitussin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or that NyQuil chicken, dude. Ooh. Yeah, put a little sleepy chicken.
They started using some other vegetable oils as well.
Okay.
But it doesn't say which. I don't know.
All right.
Let's see.
Olive oil, though, is a good one. Like, why switch from that?
Well, in the
And it tastes great.
In the 1600s, animal intestines started to become common in Asia, used as condoms.
Like sheepskin.
No, not the skin, the intestines.
Oh, the intestine of it.
Like they would basically take a sausage casing and tie it on their dick.
God damn, that's a lot of work.
I mean, it's less work than dying of AIDS, I guess. But
there was no AIDS.
No. Well, people were getting syphilis back then, and their brains would rot out.
Oh, Jesus
so it's probably
Christ.
that's what happened to Napoleon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a movie coming out about him, by the way.
Is it called
On Apple?
Syphilitic?
No, but it's, you know who's playing him? Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, I was going to say, why Joaquin Phoenix? Napoleon was like 5'4".
I
mean, that was the average
5'6", 5'7". He's not that tall. He's not that tall in real life.
Let's see, what else? During Japan's Edo period, clove oil, god damn, dude.
Yeah.
Like, cloves stink.
That stinks. That stinks bad.
So then in the 1700s, it was like mostly back to saliva again, I guess.
Okay. So broke back?
And then sometime in the Vaseline was developed in 1872.
Who is that? Why don't we cherish that person more?
His name is Dave Vaseline.
Was it really?
No.
That'd be awesome if it was.
It looks Robert Cheesebro is his name.
Cheesebro?
Yeah. It's CHESEBROUGH.
Bobby Cheeseboro.
And then
is it Boro or Bro?
Bro, BROU. There's no extra O.
No way, dude.
Yeah. So then in the late 19th century, Frederick Kipping pioneered the study of a polymer that revolutionized many manufacturing industries and made one of the largest scientific contributions to modern lubricant, silicone.
Okay. Hey, pop up. Is that Cheesebro? Yeah. All right, let's see Cheesebro. There it is.
Look at his eyes. He's like, oh, I got to fuck something.
God, that guy looks familiar, doesn't he?
I'm tired of friction.
Yeah. Man, he had a... You think he was straight or gay, this guy?
Little this, little that.
All right.
Then in the
He looks like somebody we know. God damn it. It'll come
a
to
little
me.
bit, yeah.
Can't put my finger on it.
1900s, the first commercial production of lube came in 1904 when KY jelly was sold as a quote-unquote surgical aid, but it didn't take people very long to figure out that you could use it to lube up your butthole as well.
And it's still great to this day.
And then Crisco was in
Yeesh.
1911
Yeesh.
was used as well.
Crisco? That's a little intense.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
KY is that's the way to go. That's the jam. Now that I got all kinds of shit, like fucking heated, everything else. You looking up cheese, bro?
I'm just taking a stroll through his Wikipedia,
Yeah.
you know?
Take a peeksies.
I mean, he's done a lot for us.
So he was obsessed with his invention. I actually remember reading this now. Cheesebro lived to 96 years old, key to long life right here, and was such a believer in Vaseline that he claimed to have eaten a spoonful of it every day.
No shit.
Did
would
he
just eat it?
Now, did he eat it out of the woman's ass?
Yeah, where was it?
Well, yeah, I don't know, man.
Probiotic.
You think so?
That's one of the probiotic surgeries is they will take fecal matter from a healthy person and put it inside of your asshole.
You're
basically.
kidding.
Nope.
Why?
I wish I was kidding.
It's
God damn it.
Yeah, it keeps the stuff moving, you know.
There's some things I just don't want to know on this show.
He was-
there's a lot of things.
He was also such a
don't know on the
believer
show.
in the healing powers of Vaseline that to sell it, he would go around New York and get an audience in front of him.
Sure.
And then he'd pour acid on his skin and then rub the Vaseline on it to show how much it helped healing and stuff like
yes.
Wow.
I mean, at least he fucking believed.
Yeah, you got to.
I would put the Vaseline on first to then like not have the acid.
Oh,
burn
look,
my
he was
skin.
also a tattoo artist on the side.
No shit. Was he really? A man of many talents, this guy. That's amazing. It's amazing. Look, since we're talking about asshole fucking and everything else today, let's go further with it. This weekend was a movie called Bros, which was the first all-gay romantic comedy that came out in theaters in the United States in cinematic history, and it fucking bombed. Did terrible. $4.7 million at the box office. I believe this was Judd Apatow and some of those guys. Billy Eichner. Pull up a picture of Billy Eichner, because saying this name might not do it for the audience. He was in a TV show called Billy on the Street.
Well, he's in Parks and Rec.
Yeah, but Billy on the Street was probably the first thing he popped off on, right?
No,
On
I think this is
MTV?
after Parks and Rec. I think he got this show after like being kind of a standout in the late seasons of Parks and Rec.
Okay. Either way, that's him right there. Very annoying guy, I would say. Like, did you ever see Billy on the Street? It was really
I
fucking
hated
annoying.
it.
So
I
did
hated it. He just runs up and yells at people, which
Yes.
he also does in Parks and Rec.
Is that John Hamm?
It is John
Yeah.
Hamm. Yeah. So it got
Handsome
to
man.
a point towards the end where they were bringing on like celebrities and shit like that. He's the lead of this movie, and I believe he helped write it as well. And he went on his Twitter, if you want to pull that up, Bob, and he proceeded to blame straights for not going to see the movie, and said that there was probably some form of homophobia in the southern states, essentially. And he blames straights for not going to see this film, which is why it bombed.
Well, he's half right. Why would a straight person want to watch this?
That's what I don't get. That was my first thought when I read this story.
I mean,
was
no
like,
offense, but I don't give a fuck about this.
Yeah, Bob, you want to read that aloud?
Yeah, here, I'll read the whole thread.
Yeah.
Last night, I snuck in and sat in the back of a sold-out theater playing Bros in L.A. The audience howled with laughter start to finish, burst into applause at the end, and some were wiping away tears as they walked out. It was truly magical. Really, I am very proud of this movie. Rolling Stone already has Bros on the list of best comedies of the 21st century.
Oh, boy.
What's also true is that at one point, a theater chain called Universal and said they were pulling the trailer because of the gay content. Universal convinced them not to. America, fuck yeah, et cetera, et cetera. That's just the world we live in, unfortunately. Even with glowing reviews, great Rotten Tomato scores, an A cinema score, etc., straight people, especially in certain parts of the country, just didn't show up for Bros, and that's disappointing, but it is what it is. Everyone who isn't a homophobic weirdo should go see Bros tonight. You will have a blast, and it is special and uniquely powerful to see this particular story on the big screen, especially for queer folks who don't get this opportunity often. I love this movie so much. Go Bros.
Yeah. So people are enraged by this, and straight people are saying the same thing of like, why the fuck should I go see your movie? If it isn't for me or about me, why do you need me to go and see this movie? And I'm with them. I have a different opinion on why this movie bombed.
Well, everybody on Twitter right now just says gays and straight people coming together to shit on Billy Eichner.
Yes,
Everyone is. Also,
it's Billy. Like he's an unlikable character actor.
That is really fucking unlikable. And I actually wanted to see this movie, like just out of pure curiosity. And I will probably still watch it when it streams for free, and I can give him as little money as possible. But like, fuck, man, this is like a vanity complaint. This is like, you don't get I'm too special for you. Like and you don't understand how great I am. This should have changed. He's mad that this movie didn't like change the world.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get to be celebrated.
But the other part of this, which is what we talk about on this show all the time, of like with transgender and gay or non-binary and all this other shit, it gets so much media attention. But according to Gallup, only 5.6% of the U.S. adult population is gay, bisexual, transgender, or lesbian, right? 5.6% total. Now, when you make a big studio film like that, and I heard the budget was right around $30 million for something like this, and then you have P&A, which is press and news and all the fun stuff that comes along with it, we usually sink maybe 20 million into that, 25, probably because Apatow's involved. So this movie will never make its money back. I mean, this is a colossal bomb, and then it'll go straight to streaming, on HBO or wherever it's going to go. But when you make a movie for a very, very small percentage of the population, what are you shocked about is what I don't get.
I think it's, this is a misunderstanding of what a film or a book or whatever really is. A so-called straight rom-com, it's not about the straightness or the fucking courtship or any of that shit. It's about, like every other film ever, it's about narrative, about A, B, and C plots, about things fucking making sense, about it being having continuity, about character development, mystery and discovery, whatever it is. But it's not about it being gay. So he shouldn't have built it like that. Right? Because a lot of people aren't going to watch it, but not because they don't like gay people, because that's not for me. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm not going to learn anything from this or whatever the fuck. It's just like, what am I going to find in common with two gay dudes fucking running around town doing whatever the fuck they're doing?
Exactly. And like you take like rom-coms as a whole.
Also, actually, to go back real quick to his comment, I assume we're probably a less homophobic country than in 2005, for example.
Yeah.
When Brokeback Mountain came out.
Yeah.
And grossed $200 million.
Exactly. That movie, dude, I remember it crossing 100 domestically, and it was massive. And they had right around the same budget, roughly. There wasn't a lot going on. You shot it on the side of a fucking mountain, hombre. Like, very, very cheap budget for that.
I mean, a lot of this...
Zero lube budget.
Yeah.
None.
Clearly, yeah.
None.
A lot of this could also be just that you can't make money on comedy anymore.
Here's my guess for this movie. One, you have an unlikable lead. I mean, completely unlikable as an actor and as a person. His interviews fucking suck. Two, his co-lead, who ends up playing his boyfriend in the movie, I don't know his name either. I know they wanted to use...
I don't know his name, but I've seen so many movies he's in because he is a very big Hallmark star.
Oh, really?
He is all over Hallmark.
I don't watch a lot of Hallmark movies.
I don't understand how you're even a straight man with the Hallmark movies.
You think it's because I'm a straight man that I've seen a million Hallmark
You need to
movies.
you have to take a stand. I've not seen any of these things.
Well, hang on. So I'm gonna Saki this. I'm gonna Jen Psaki this and circle back to the second point of this, of why this movie didn't do well. So rom-coms in general are a very, very tough genre to crack. They didn't used to be, but then they kind of got rid of them altogether. And a lot of people are like, I don't understand, why do they get rid of rom-coms? It's because you're depending on a lady to take a dude to the movies. Otherwise, you're probably losing 50% of that audience. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is football or whatever sport it is for dudes traditionally. Trying to get somebody out to the theater, you've got to bring out heavy hitters, which will lead me to the next one. There is a romantic comedy coming out for the first time in like fucking 8-9 months. I think the Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum movie was the last one. But this one is George Clooney and Julia Roberts. You had to call two of the biggest stars in Hollywood and the rom-com queen, arguably, to come back and get a movie funded to go out to the masses. Same way with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. Billy Eichner and whoever the fucking Hallmark guy is, that's not going to do it for you. That's not going to be the people that bring asses to the seats.
I mean, he made an indie film, and he's mad that fucking people didn't go see it.
Yes, essentially. I mean, even though they had a big budget, like a studio
well,
movie.
it was $25 million. It wasn't a huge budget.
But that's pretty goddamn big. I mean, that's Pineapple Express.
For a comedy, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Bring back Michael Cera.
It is. Would you want him to play the gay guy?
Yeah.
Well, that would have been fun.
I'd watch him play anything.
But the whole thing of the movie, though, was we're using only gay actors for the entire movie, only gay crew members, which sounds like it's against the law, but it's not in Hollywood. And then you're shocked that nobody wanted to see it when it only goes to 5.6% of Americans really give a shit about it. It's not
Well,
like,
I'm sorry, 5.6% homosexual people, but I don't think lesbians were out watching this either.
I don't either.
So you're
yes, correct.
It's like 2.7%.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And now gays online, because I read all those
They're
Twitter.
dragging him.
They hate him because he was like, hey, dude, I guess the marketing was all built towards straight people. And they were like, you didn't cater to us anyways, motherfucker. You were trying to make a mainstream romantic comedy, and you did not cater to a gay crowd. And so all the gays are like, fuck you,
I didn't see any
Billy.
of the marketing.
Exactly.
See, that's weird. I've heard that complaint a lot. Like, I didn't even know this movie was. I guess it says something about my algorithm that.
Oh, yeah, it sure does.
Sure does, Bob. Sure the fuck does.
So
left
it
and
says
right.
something about your rectal integrity. How many
it
of
does.
these ads you got?
We should have just named this show Rectal Integrity.
We still can.
Yeah, still can. You still
Rob's
can.
Practical Integrity.
So I saw. Let's see. I saw three pieces of press for it that were pretty big. One was during the finale of The Bachelorette, because my wife watches that. And again, you're going for the straight audience there on a rom-com in that one. One was on Good Morning America, which is pretty traditional. Like most of the lead actor, and Billy Eichner was on there, and most of the lead actors go and do that show to promote to the world, because a lot of people are watching that show in the morning. And then the third one was no.
I can tell you where I saw him doing promotional.
Where at?
Fucking Fox NFL Sunday.
Shut the fuck
That
up.
might not have been the best marketing spend. My
Really?
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
On Fox pregame show, he was on. He did like a quick like types of NFL bros to promote bro. the
I mean,
bros.
that honestly, I'm not sure why gay men would go watch this either, because they're not really huge. All the fucking gay dudes I know, they don't watch romantic comedy. They watch like the fucking Golden Girls and shit like that. They watch like women do stuff, but not gay dudes. I don't know. It's kind of weird, to be honest. Like, it's not weird in the sense that I don't understand why it's like that. But ask if you run into a gay dude, like if you see Rob out on the street somewhere, ask him if he likes the
Sure.
Golden Girls.
Yeah, he loves it. Estelle Getty was his favorite. She also did 9/11.
Well, I think Rose is most of their favorites because all gay males are sluts. At least that's how.
Oh yeah, Rue McClanahan.
Yeah, that's how the whatever. The fuck.
Ooh.
She's a fun one.
That's how
Yeah, she
the
is a fun
stereotype goes. But yeah, it's like Broadway, Golden Girls. It's not Matthew McConaughey in romantic comedies.
Well, it used to be Matthew McConaughey.
No, I'm saying that's not what gay dude.
Oh, right,
that's not
right.
That's not the audience for that.
Correct.
It's fucking women who drag men who are trying to get laid to see that. That's what that is.
So I was trying to think on the drive here of who would have been great in that movie that could have led that movie to success. If you're using two gay guys, I think Matthew Bomer would have been great for that lead role. Good looking dude. He was on that fucking USA show that you love.
Suits.
Yeah. It was Suits, right?
Yeah.
Burn
Yeah,
Notice or one of those fucking things.
He could have been the boyfriend. I think Neil Patrick Harris would knock this out the park. He
Oh.
still looks young enough to do it.
Yes.
The
yes.
difference is nobody gives a fuck that Neil Patrick Harris or Matt Bomer or
Bomer,
any
yeah.
of these guys are gay. They're actors who happen to be gay.
But that was the
Billy
that was
Eichner-
the premise of it.
I know, but
Man, that
they're-
movie
this,
might
this
have-
is the point that I'm making. Those guys are actually good actors. Billy Eichner is a catty gay dude who's trying to the catty gayness is his identity,
Right.
And that's what he does to act. He's not actually acting; he's just being himself.
Yeah,
Correct.
He's playing
I mean,
a character. Of
Yeah.
himself.
His scenes in Parks and Rec are like unwatchable.
Yeah.
Like he
I
blew up
agree.
from that.
It's super cringe.
I agree.
fucking
And I
do
didn't
it.
like Billy on the Street either. And then the other one, I would have put Hugh Jackman in there. Like, you put Hugh Jackman in that movie, you're good to go.
He's
like,
not.
as a
He's
gay
not.
man.
He's not going to do that though because he's not. He's been hiding his gayness for 90 years.
No, I get it. But if it was like Hugh Jackman and John Travolta, if they were allowed to be who they wanted to be, then you've got a fucking banger of a box office hit probably on your hands. But instead it bombed, and now he's blaming the rest of America for not going to see his movie. Like,
right. The math on that is, I did it earlier because I was like, this is insane. 4.8 million is nothing. Especially with how much tickets cost today.
Yeah.
So average ticket price $13. Got to assume it's like 20 in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I mean, it's
LA,
up there.
San Francisco, New York, all those got to be like.
Even if I'm going to Evo down the street here, Evo Cinemas down there.
Right.
I'm looking at, if I go to just a late night showing, it's $13,
Yeah.
So
AMC's average price is 13. So we're basically talking like mall, movie theaters, whatever. That's about 369,000 people went to see the movie.
Oh, that 69 is important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Proud of you, Bob.
But it's probably less than even that. So nobody fucking saw it.
No.
Also, but like, is that really that bad? Like, that was opening weekend. What opening weekend? Another 5? That's 10. Recouped half the budget already.
Wait, what? When
It's
what?
not recouping another 5.
No, that's not making another 5. It's only going to go down now.
Well,
now people are pissed. So
they've made 5.
Yeah, so I figured it's going to stay another 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
I don't know that it goes to next weekend. It depends on what's coming out next weekend. I know there's a child's movie because usually theatrical movies, they give them a couple weeks, 3 weeks tops before they go to streaming. Here's why. Remember that Bradley Cooper movie, which was fucking awesome, by the way, that came out over Christmas? The Nightmare Alley movie. Really, really fucking great film. It made 2.8 opening weekend, and they pulled it from theaters. That following Monday, it was done, and that was it.
Sold the streaming rights, hopefully get something back later. Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it becomes a cult classic at some point, but the way streaming works these days, Billy Eichner is not going to see that money.
I'm saying this right now. Go get your Blu-ray copies of the 4K director's cut of Bros. You'll be keeping those for a keepsake later.
Boy. Man, dude. But
you know who else would have been good? Jonathan Groff, that dude from Mindhunter, the main actor in Mindhunter. Have you seen that series?
no, I haven't seen it.
If you haven't,
is he gay?
Yeah, in real life he's gay, but he's not on that particular movie. It's a movie or a TV show on Netflix about the 2 dudes that started the serial killer profiling program at the FBI.
Okay.
I'm surprised that Jesse hasn't made you watch it. It's one of the better ones. It's like as far as series that surround fucking serial killers and shit, this is probably the best one that exists. So look into that. Anyways, he would have been better. Anybody that actually knows how to act. Right? Like you make a shitty fucking movie with a cheesy Hallmark actor and you're completely incompetent ass. And like, fucking didn't work, must be homophobic.
Crazy. And then us saying the straights let us down, like, no. Why were we supposed to go and pay fucking money for your movie? I didn't ask you to go pay money for any of my movies, motherfucker. They did what they did. There's nothing you can do about that. It's up to the world. We have nothing to do with that whatsoever. And trying to force people to go see it, because it's like Bob said, a lot of people online are pissed off now, and now they don't want to see it because of these comments.
I wouldn't have anyways, but I'm definitely not going to see it now.
No, I'm with Bob. I'll wait till streaming, and then I'll give an honest review. Now, the good news about that is it'll be there in 2 weeks.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'll get to see it in 2 weeks.
I mean, I read like a synopsis, and it seemed like there was some potentially funny material in there. But like, yeah, I mean, now I'm just like, dude, I don't want to fucking support anything you do at all. And I would barely liked you in the first place. Like,
yeah.
Like if it was NPH, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's go.
All in for NPH all day anywhere. I'll watch whatever that guy's in. He's fucking great. He even did this great kids show for Netflix, which was fucking awesome. Lemony Snicket. Man, that thing was unbelievable. NPH is the fucking truth.
A pretty famous character.
Yeah.
A series of an unfortunate events.
That's it.
Yeah. It's
weren't they supposed to get another season of that?
It was really expensive, and like, I don't know if he wanted to put the time into it, but he was so fucking good. But the kids loved it.
Don't tease us like that.
I know.
6 seasons is a movie.
I know.
Speaking of which, Community's getting the movie.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, everybody's kind of going for this last cash grab. Are you a Community fan?
I've never seen it.
Okay. What about you, Bob?
Yeah, I didn't watch after it was like canceled or moved to Yahoo or whatever the fuck. But yeah, I liked Community back in the day for sure.
Can you explain the pace of the show? Because somebody told me one time it was like Gilmore Girls with super rapid fire lines and stuff, and I'm not into that.
Abed talks really rapidly. The rest are, I think it's relatively normal pace.
Compare it to another show.
It's hard to because each episode was individually unique, and they used to do like one-offs, which were fucking crazy.
Episodic, yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Parks
tone.
and Rec at a community college with Dan Harmon.
Yeah, it's the Rick and Morty creator. I mean, it's more. It's not a, what do you call it? It's not a mockumentary shot. It's just like a regular sitcom. In terms of like single cam, whatever.
3-camera.
No, it's single.
Yeah,
cam.
it's single cam. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was shots, and like, look, that's why Chevy Chase was bitching about it, because with a single camera, that takes time.
Yeah. You got to shoot every scene like 5 times.
3 camera, you just shoot on a Friday night. You're good to go. You're in and out.
So here's an example of some of the camera work. They have an elaborate paintball fight in the school at the season finale of season 1 and season 2. One of the Shirley is laying dead, and there's a crane shot just pulling over her and tilting as she's laying dead to like symbolize some of those old westerns in a parody.
Yeah.
Which probably took a day and a half to shoot that itself.
It was, look, they did some extravagant shit on there.
It's a great show.
Yeah, well, a lot of people loved it. So now they're doing a movie. They've asked for a movie. They're going to do it. But Donald Glover and Chevy Chase aren't doing it. So what's the fucking point?
I don't know. That show was wildly popular, though. I remember
It was.
hearing about it.
Yeah. It was on Thursday night. It was right after, I think it was right after Parks and Rec, right?
I mean,
before
that was the lineup. Was at one point at NBC was The Office, Parks Rec, Community, and 30 Rock. Like it was a fucking insane lineup.
Yeah, it was.
There was no better 2 hours of comedy.
Yeah, it was like I would get to the bars late on a Thursday night in college because those fucking shows were on.
That Thursday night block, though, was good for fucking 30 years on there. Friends, Cosby Show, all that other shit. Like, those guys owned that Thursday night for 2 hours.
And then once 10 hit, you switched over and you watched Thursday Night SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
and then after that was the rerun of Star Trek Voyager.
Well, no, that's where you lost me, friend. That's where you lost me. Although you will like the new Star Trek. Tarantino's directing it. So it's going to be fucking wild.
Hopefully he brings back 7 of 9.
Don't know what that means.
She's the hot robot.
Okay.
She's the that blonde chick that was married to that congressman that was always doing weird shit.
That's you just named every one of them.
No, they were
just
like
named every congressman.
Fuck, were they from Minnesota or some shit? I don't remember.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me look it up.
What weird shit were they doing together?
Swinging and fucking.
Really?
And there appeared to be some level of abuse going on, but
him or her?
And abuse of funds.
Well,
for the swinging.
Brett Favre is going through that right now. Well, not swinging, but yeah, he's going through an abuse of funds right now. So
Jack Ryan was his name, which
really?
It was Illinois, yeah. He was a candidate. He was an investment banker who was a candidate.
Pop up Jack Ryan. Let's see what this guy looks like. I have an image in my mind.
Her name is Jerry Ryan. Do you remember? You don't remember that actress?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. He was married to her?
Yeah, he was the Republican running against Barack Obama for that Senate seat.
Jerry Ryan?
No, her husband.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But she's fucking hot, dude. She was really hot.
Yeah, I guess 7 of 9 is probably not her most famous.
Oh my God. This was pretty close to what I was imagining. I was thinking like a JFK-ish, not with this kind of permy hair, but yeah, if you're gonna land homegirl, that's you need a big boy thing. And they were swinging, huh? God.
I don't remember what all happened. Hold on.
Damn it. Dude.
So Jerry Ryan alleged that Jack Ryan had wanted her to perform sexual acts with him in public sex clubs. That's right. That's what it was. He wanted her to suck his dick in public at weird weird clubs with cages and shit in it. And she said no, and then things kind of fucking spiraled from there.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
I think I remember this. What year was that, Bob?
Whatever year Obama won that seat, so 2004, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
No shit, dude. Jerry Ryan. You can't do that to Jerry Ryan.
You need to just be happy she's sucking your dick in private.
Exactly, dude.
Like,
you can't. You can't expect that out in public, dude. She was pretty fucking famous then too. Like that's nuts. And I mean, I'm assuming that's how Homeboy was getting off too. That was part of it. Of like, man, Jerry Ryan sucking my dick out at a swingers bar in front of all these people. Yeah, pop up that image, Bob.
Now imagine her character in Star Trek is a mindless robot human hybrid. Collective hive mind.
I don't need that. I can just picture the real lady because she's right in front of my face. But
well, he's just saying,
don't need a robot to get off, Giorgio.
It's what the porn industry calls a free use fantasy.
Okay.
Right, which is they just kind of fucking hang out and you can bang them whenever you want.
All right. I understand why you'd want that, Giorgio. Because you want to have your own life and then come home and fuck whenever you want. Yeah. Have you looked at those sex dolls we've been talking about on the show?
They're not good enough yet.
All right. It'll be there. The technology will be there. How old you'll be, who knows?
I need the goggles, too.
Why the goggles?
I think that technology will get there first.
I'm sorry, the goggles?
He wants to do VR porn.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant like...
Oh, got it.
I don't know what you meant, actually.
No, I don't. You can't put goggles on the sex doll. First off, I've said this before on the show. I'm against the sex doll even having eyes. I don't know why we're closing holes on a sex doll.
Sure. Yeah, those are two wide open ones.
Well, what if you have the eyes, but they're easily removable? That
Yeah,
way you
I
get to
guess.
go through
The
the
one we
process of-
had, the eyes popped out.
Okay.
So you could put in different colors.
And there
it
is
came
some-
with 2 sets of colors.
Yeah, if there is some level of satisfaction from popping somebody's eyes out and fucking the hole.
That's
I'm
true.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking their brains out. Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
See, I'm good on that.
Well, I know you are, Giorgio. Yeah, you're not picky about your holes. And I know that, friend. I know that. One more thing I wanted to chat with you about. There's this Supreme Court case that's being decided for social media companies and whether or not they can be sued for hosting and recommending terrorist content. They're taking up 2 cases that challenge their liability protections. And a lot of people are saying if this gets overturned, that it's going to be the end of social media or there'll be an overcorrection of too much shit. Do you know about this story? Because people are raging about it right now. It's called the C-230 or something like that. This case marks the court's first test of broad immunity social media companies, which have enjoyed this provision known as Section 230, part of the 1996 Communications Decency Act. Section 230 has become a target of conservatives, including Trump, who say it's left-leaning tech companies that are censoring right-wing voices.
Yeah, I mean, the government shouldn't be involved in any of this. Like the idea that the FCC is allowed to exist and regulate what I can say to other people, regardless of how many people I'm talking to at any given time, is completely asinine.
So let me ask you this. Like on television shows, because this is a big one. You can't say the word fuck on like NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, CW. You can't even say shit on those shows. Now, basic cable has switched over the years, and little by little, they've been knocking that out. If you used to be after midnight, you could say it, then they bumped it down to 11, then they bumped it down to 10. Now I think it's at 9 where you can say certain words. Do you agree with that, at least?
No.
Or like your favorite show of like Parks and Rec, do you wish they were saying fuck you all the time?
It's in context. I've seen shows where they've gone maybe from television to a movie, and now they're using more profanity and stuff like that. And if it's organic, it's fine. But I actually think that bleeping it is funnier sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the part that I'm concerned about is that the government has no business involved in any of this shit. The government doesn't exist to police what my fragile little fucking ears and terrified little eyes are allowed to consume.
Right.
It exists to protect against existential threat. Fuck off. No, I don't agree with that.
So what about with this terrorism act? Should people be able to upload like, pro-terrorism videos?
Well, you're committing a crime then, right?
I think so.
No,
but
you're not thinking so. That is a crime.
Okay.
So, no, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. It's pretty easy to distinguish between a crime and not a crime. And trying to incite violence, right? Being a known member of gangs or terrorist organizations, yeah, those are all illegal activities. But when somebody has a divergent political view and you try to use the fear over here to censor me over here, then fuck you.
I agree. But with that, then it allows everything else in, is what everybody's bitching about.
So what? Be a parent.
No. I'm fine with that.
Jesus Christ, this is the fucking latchkey parent argument. These old fucking white-haired pieces of shit that are in charge right now left their kids at home with no supervision, and some bad things happen sometimes. And their solution to that, instead of just telling people, hey, you know what, maybe you should spend some more time at home with your actual fucking children and don't just hand them French fries and an iPad.
Right.
Maybe not do that. Their solution, instead of the very basic and obvious solution, is to take away your fucking liberty, just like it always is. This is why this government is a piece of shit.
Yeah, so right now there's 2 cases that are coming up here. One is involving Twitter. The other one is involving Google, who owns YouTube. And so they're going to decide on this. And they're saying it's, an enormous importance on there. I guess my question would be if they say, hey, it's all open for everybody else, what would that do to the blocks on like all of our channels and Twitter and everything else behind the scenes? Would the government intervene and then pull those blocks off of those channels?
Well, in Texas, you can sue for stuff like that.
Correct, but nobody's done it yet.
Well, there are some lawsuits in progress, but yeah, it's the question fundamentally that you're asking is, when does a private company become ubiquitous enough to become a public utility?
Yep.
And we're well beyond that.
That's what I think too. Yeah. So me personally, I would like to see this fucking thing go down, but then how do you prove it behind the scenes?
Well, the FCC's job, suing for records is what Elon Musk is doing right now, but the FCC's job should be to make sure that no powerful actor inside of media, publication, and distribution stops other people from publishing and distributing what they want. That should be their job.
Right.
Protecting the little from the big, not protecting the little from scary ideas. That's fucking bullshit, because then the powerful just publish whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And that becomes reality.
And the interesting part of this that's happening right now is what you just said, that Elon Musk is actually going through this right now, and how much is going to come out during the trial. I found it interesting that the leaked text messages were all like celebrities and shit like that, and didn't really have anything to do with the case. I guess they were trying to make him look bad. To me, I thought the texts were hilarious, and I really didn't care. I was
like, same. It kind of reminds you of, do you remember like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago when Trump was a fucking terrorist that stole a bunch of classified info and tried to sell it to Russia?
Right.
Nothing. It's gone. Nobody's mentioned that shit in 2 weeks now. Not a fucking word. Except for every now and again. Like, remember when we accused Trump of that? That was rough.
Yeah.
Still pretending like any of it is reality. No, they're still talking about this shit.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid.
They sure are. It'll be fun to watch. This decision should come down in the next week or so, they're saying. So, you know how these things work. It'll probably be dumped on a Friday, and then there'll be a meltdown about it. I just wonder if it does go through, who's going to enforce these companies from not doing it? Because wouldn't you love to know all the shit that was on the back end of ours and everything else?
Well, the most interesting thing that I saw in any of Elon Musk's text messages were the conversations between him and Jack Dorsey, where he said that whatever new social media platform comes to fruition, it needs to be a program, not a company.
Right.
Because a company's just going to try to make money, and profit motive and information sharing like that can only lead in one direction, where people use the information sharing to make profit and then use that profit to limit the information sharing of everybody else. That's how it works. Right.
Bob, I just texted you a picture. If you could put this on screen. I have never seen anything like this. This happened. So I got my fan page deleted on Facebook. It had, I don't know, 40,000 followers, whatever. Nothing crazy. But it got deleted. There was no reason behind it. There was a listener out there who hit up our social media chick, Danny, and said, hey, let me look into this. I know some people over at Meta, and we can look up and see what happened to your accounts. And they're claiming that it never existed and everything else. And they were like, if you can provide screenshots, it'd be great. I go, yes. We used to advertise like movie trailers and things on it. I was like, I have the receipts for that. So what they did was combined it into my personal page. It has the same URL that the old one had. And they're like, see, this is your account. This has always been your account. I was like, no, motherfucker, I had this other one or whatever, right? Now, I'm the only person who can see this. Like the audience or whoever's on my Facebook can't see it. And if you read what it says there, it says, your post will be moved lower in the feed for 20 days, account restricted. I've never seen this before or heard of this. Like, to just say the quiet part out loud now is kind of shocking to me, where it's like, oh, hey, we're going to move this down the feed. It's always been moved down the feed. I knew that. But I don't really understand why that's a big hindrance of like, oh, no, what people aren't going to see. That's a personal page. It's not a fan page or anything else.
No, I think it's saying all your content, like they'll move down certain content that they find not in adherence to their guidelines. This is just saying all of your content will now be pushed to the bottom.
Yeah. But and not that I care. Nobody really uses Facebook that much, except for like private groups. I don't know if you're any different. Private groups for drinking bros and sports and all that stuff. That's the only things that I really use on a semi-regular basis. The rest of it, man, I post once in a blue moon. I think they connected my Instagram to the Facebook page, so maybe Instagram pictures go there, but that's about it. I mean, it's a dying company right now. But to put this on there and say, hey, we're going to move all your shit down, for 20 days down to the bottom of the feed on a personal page, it's pretty self-righteous if I was the person to be like, no, the things that I write and say are so important. They need to be at the top of the feed. That's not a deterrent for me. Like, I don't really give a fuck.
Well, for a personal page, yeah, I guess it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, for a personal page, what do you care?
I mean, but that's how the algorithm works, right? That's how they shut people out of things. You tag somebody as problematic. I mean, what does Scientology call them? The
Sea Orgs?
No, it's a something person, like a.
It's like disassociative. I'll look it up.
Yeah, but with that, like again, on a personal page, who cares? It's like what, I should be a normal person like everybody else on a personal page. What are we posting? Baby photos, and you're going to send those all the way down to the bottom of the page or something? Like
suppressive person. That's what it's called. But that's the ideology they're using here, right? So it's a hierarchical structure for filtering information. It's there's 1,000 messages per day, and your face can only take in 100 of them, so they get to decide which 100 it's going to be.
That's hilarious, dude. Mm-hmm. So my question is, I guess, if this goes through, will it prevent shit like this from happening?
No.
Not at all? You think they'll still be able to just block and do whatever they want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's their property. They can do whatever they want until somebody declares it a public utility.
Oh, gotcha. So what you're saying is if this Supreme Court case goes through, somebody else would then have to pass a bill where all of these become public utilities on top of it. Mm-hmm. I got it. Okay. Now this makes a little bit more sense. But for me, looking at the numbers of Facebook and everything else with it dropping off, what has he lost? $81 billion, I think. Didn't stop him from renting out UFC on Saturday night, which we'll talk about on Drinkin' Bros Sports right after this. But when you've lost that much money, don't you want as many eyeballs on your platform as you could possibly get now at this point? None of this really makes sense to me. And I know what it was, by the way. It was because the other bullshit part of this is like they put Washington Post articles in my feed that day. And I was like, motherfucker, I don't fucking read any of this shit. Like, get this out of my fucking feed. It was a guy, a vegan, who lit himself on fire on a tennis court or whatever. I think we talked about it a week ago. And I just said in the comments section, let him burn. Like, if that's what he wanted, let's just let the guy burn. And that was the comment that they were like, this is destructive. And I was like, no. The picture is a guy lit on fire who voluntarily lit himself on fire to support vegans or something. And I was like, let him fucking burn. Like, that's what he wanted.
Did he ask vegans before that to see if that would matter to them? Because that seems like a critical error in that process.
All of it is so fucking dumb that you're like, all right.
The reason that he doesn't care or seem to care about Facebook is because he doesn't care about Facebook, right? Facebook is and always has been, in the same way that Twitter was, and Dorsey just didn't realize it at the time, a means of gathering information, right? Photographs, videos, demographic information, psychographic, like how people think in long form over years, right? It's collected all that data, and it's just an AI platform. Facebook is like the first 3 years of an AI platform, basically. They're collecting data. That's it. That's all it is. Same thing with Twitter.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You're
TikTok?
You're collecting, no, I don't know about TikTok, but you're just collecting information on how people think, how they interact with one another, what's socially acceptable and what's not, right? That's really what it's about. So he's doing that in Meta, right? Elon Musk, the only reason he's buying Twitter is to punch it into his fucking AI robots that he just debuted. That's it.
The robots sucked, by the way.
It's not to be your fucking hero. He doesn't care about free speech.
I didn't like the robot, by the way. It was boring. It didn't do anything. It was real slow and janky. Boston Dynamics is 15 years, 20 years ahead of that fucking guy. The robot came out all fucking slow and janky. It looked cool. Bob, do you have a pic of Elon Musk robot?
Is it important to you that the robot appear as human as possible?
You know, I think just based on like Westworld and all the shit we're seeing, yes. Like this was, I think that was part of it too. That it was just disappointing looking. This looks like Short Circuit. The movie Short Circuit.
I think it's intentional.
You do?
Yeah, frankly, an ethicist probably would not want a robot that looked exactly like people, right? Because then the lines between people and machines start to blur a little bit.
But isn't that kind of where we're headed anyway? So like,
if
like Elon Musk, for example, I personally love because he's invented a lot of cool shit and everything else, right? I would have thought more out of this fucking robot than what we saw.
Yeah, but that's just the fucking inside of the robot, right? If I vivisected you and put you on display here, it's going to be a bunch of bones and fucking meat and shit. You know
So that's not the final product right there?
No, of
That's
course
just the
not.
inside of it?
Yeah.
All right.
But the way it moves, I don't know that it. Well, first of all, you're making a huge assumption that the way human beings move is the most efficient way to do it. That's not true.
The Boston Dynamics dogs, the ones that are on all fours, those things can fucking fly.
Yeah, but that's a specific machine designed to do a very specific thing, right? So, but conservation of energy. So, if you hang a string from the ceiling and put a bowling ball on it, and you pull it back, right, all the way to your nose and release it, it will not hit your nose again when it comes back. It's conservation of energy. There's a mathematical formula that says it won't have enough energy left to come back to me unless it has some kind of propellant or something else. We think the way we move is somehow efficient. It's not. The way we move is the worst way to move.
Yeah, I agree.
Like go to a point and stop, and then go to another point. You don't. If you're mechanized, especially, you don't have to regain momentum the way we do, right? Because it's not using momentum. It's using fucking literal like pneumatic power or something like that. So don't get too caught up in the way it fucking. If it looks robotic when it walks, it's intentional because it works better.
That's Boston Dynamics dog who was doing box jumps. Now, I was impressed by that shit.
The agility is cool, yeah. Like you should, the later version of this will be more agile for sure. But people we're not trying to recreate human beings here. We're trying to build a better tool. So,
which is all fours, dude.
Yeah.
It should be 4 legs.
Not necessarily. There's a reason that we're the dominant species on Earth and we're bipedal, right?
Well, but it's because of our brains and we're able to use guns. We're like a puma can't fucking use a bazooka.
We were the dominant species on this planet a long time before guns came around.
What about dinosaurs?
We never existed at the same time as them.
It was not cavemen. Come on, man.
This isn't the fucking Flintstones, man.
That's my only example. That's all I got.
Modern human DNA is about 250,000 years old, and the dinosaurs have been gone for 60 million years.
Okay. I mean, to you. Loch Ness Monster's still there.
Yeah.
That's real. Platypus is still there. Sea turtles, alligators.
Technically, birds are somewhat close descendant, but yeah, modern reptiles are small dinosaurs.
Yeah. And I mean, we couldn't take down a fucking alligator, you know? I mean, with a handgun.
No, we routinely kill alligators for fun.
With guns and shit, though. But if it was a one-on-one sitch,
you don't need a gun. You just need a piece of barbed metal and some chicken.
I mean, I understand that, but like, if it was a one-on-one fight, dude, you versus an alligator, you're not winning that.
Oh yeah, I'll win.
No.
Yeah.
How?
It can't jump.
Where would you jump to?
I'll fucking dunk on it. Jackass.
We got some listeners here in the studio for Drinkin' Bro of the Week. Are you allowed to come up? Yeah. Come on up. Come on up on the show. There you go. Who cares?
The other two had to leave.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Where did they go?
I don't know, the airport probably.
They were getting rocked.
Yeah.
They were getting rocked off Hard AF seltzers. Welcome to the show, friend. Put the mic about an inch from your mouth. There you go. Got the black rifle gear on. Yeah, dude. Is that a Texas flag up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from? Put it about an inch from your mouth. There you go.
Kingsville.
Kingsville? What's your full name?
Jose Homero Cantu.
There it is. Look at that,
My
dude.
slave name.
Is that? What's your slave country?
Mexico.
Oh, is it really? That's funny.
Yeah.
How long you been here?
We just got in today.
Nice. Yeah.
But we're staying in San Antonio.
Oh, okay, great. Did you go down to Black Rifle and all that stuff?
Yeah, usually we do go.
Okay, right on.
But no, not yesterday. We just went out and partied.
Right on. What do you do for a living?
I work for the government.
Yeah, you work for the government.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm a Board of Trojan.
Are you really? Oh shit! Congratulations. How
Thanks.
how bad is it down there?
I mean, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
Because we
Traffic
get
is moving.
videos all the time.
Yeah.
And sorry to interrupt you. We get videos sent to us all the time. We play them on the show. I don't know if you're able to watch the video show of this, but we've played them on the show. In all honesty, how bad is it really down there?
I mean, it's out of control. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Everything is shifting though westbound right now. So it's by El Paso, and it'll probably shift even further west.
Oh, really? Like where at?
New Mexico, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything's shifting that way right now.
Why is that? Do you know? Heat?
Don't know. No, it could be either cartels or it could be the word of mouth. You know, people are being released over there, so people are being sent back over here, so they'll start moving that way.
Okay, gotcha. In your estimate, how much money would it take to solve our border crisis?
I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Billions of dollars?
I guess it just depends, like, who's in power. Because whenever Trump was in power, man, we weren't doing anything. We were at a standstill. There was nothing coming through.
No shit.
Yes, nothing.
Why
I
was
mean,
that?
You have, because even before he came into power, like word of mouth was, hey, he's gonna put us in jail. We're all gonna get deported. So they slowly stopped coming in. There was a small there was a huge influx obviously before him during Obama's administration, but once he came in, it just
No
just
shit.
died. Yeah, they were blaming it on the cartels, but no, that wasn't it.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't it. They were just afraid, and sure enough, people who were coming in were being prosecuted.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, prosecuted is just time served.
Yeah.
But they do get deported with a felony. So.
Oh, okay, right on. And now that all went to shit. Did it
much,
change
yeah.
overnight?
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah.
So like as soon as Biden got in, everybody was like, well, fuck it. We can just go and then they're not going to do anything?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And nobody's been down there to visit. Like that's real. Kamala Harris or none of those guys?
I don't work the border.
Okay.
They get a lot of special guests down there, and we don't hear about it. Every once in a while they'll come up. So I work at a checkpoint.
Okay.
And it's a good ways from the border, but every once in a while they'll do their tours down there, and then they'll come up and just kind of tour the checkpoint.
All right. Shit, man. What about the wall? How legit is that? Obviously Trump ran on it. He wanted to build the wall. How effective would that have been?
It's just a force multiplier. So I mean, it's just another thing that slows them down, right? So.
And psychologically, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're pretty big. Have you been down there?
I haven't been down there. Who was just down there? Brian Urlacher was, and sent us some photos in from the border of how big the wall was, and it was fucking massive. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Because he's a big dude, and it was huge.
Yeah.
This thing, but he wasn't obviously allowed to complete it down there. Would that have helped?
No, man. I don't think so, because even when they first started putting it up, we had some videos where they were taking like these big jacks, putting them under, and just jacking up the whole thing up, the cartels, and just driving through and I mean, they adapt and overcome, right? They'll find ways to. They're real ingenious.
Yeah.
They'll find ways to do it. Like they had some they have some trucks with big rams on them, and they'll just drive up and drive vehicles over.
No shit.
Yeah.
So how could we stop it then? With legalizing like drugs, would that do it? For example, if we legalize weed, coke, all that other stuff, like what would prevent it?
I have no idea. Maybe just again like
More help, more personnel, more bodies
not
down there?
Not personnel, but enforcing the laws.
Okay.
Because that's what we started doing when Trump was in administration. We started enforcing the laws that we weren't enforcing before.
Okay. That's crazy. We've never had a fucking Border Patrol agent on the show before. And it's cool to hear it because we get all the videos and we usually pop them up. We support you guys. Now's the point in the show we get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week, which is someone who has inspired you or helped you become the person you are today. Who would you like to give the Drinkin' Bro of the Week to?
My wife.
Okay, awesome. Is she here?
Yeah. Yeah, she's-
Oh, is that her?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Cheers. What's her name?
Karen.
Hey, what's up, Karen? Oh, boy. That's got to be weird for you, right? You grow up your whole life with the name Karen, and then all of a sudden just pops up 8 years ago. Like, don't be a Karen, you know? You're married to a Karen.
I'm married to a Karen. She's not a Karen, though. She's not.
You guys party together? Everything's cool?
Yeah, yesterday we went out, and what did that guy tell you? He's like, what's the name of the order, Karen? Oh, you want to talk to my manager, too?
Oh, has to hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Has to hear it all the time. It would be like if my name was Chad, you know? People would be like, oh, yeah, let's go, Chad. You want a Monster? You want a Monster energy drink? You some drywall?
Yeah.
Kyle? Is that what you want, Kyle? Yeah, but Chad or Kyle would have been bad. Fuck. I'd change it, I think. I'd go by a different nickname or something.
Yeah.
Karen, you're fine, though. At least you're age appropriate. If you were young, that's a long life, you know? Like super young, like 8 years old, and then you're like, oh, shit. What am I going to do now? How long have you been listening to the show?
Right around when COVID hit.
Oh, shit. All right. We hear a lot of that, actually.
Yeah.
Everybody, when Hollywood shut down, we decided to go Monday through Friday because everybody's like, dude, we got nothing to do. So we ended up doing it, and we picked up a bunch of listeners through it. Do you listen to it every day?
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah, okay.
I try and catch up as well, like throughout the week. Usually I'll listen to it at work. Well, I'll try and listen to it at work, but working day shift is real hectic.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, cheers. Help yourself to some Hard AF Seltzer. We got another show coming up here on Drinkin' Bros Sports. If you're on the old YouTube, go ahead and head over there. And then go to the top right-hand corner. You'll see a bell there. Click that bell and allow notifications from YouTube to come to your phone. You have to go inside your phone now with Apple and actually slide the notifications over to allow YouTube to come on, and then you can watch live with us every day. And then please don't forget to go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Spotify is just a 5-star, so just leave us a 5-star there, and you can do whatever the fuck you want after that. But we appreciate you being here. Again, if you're in the Austin area and want to come see a live show, pretty much here Monday through Friday, except when we're going after $1 million balls. Sounds weird when it came out of my mouth, and can't take it back now because we're live, but that's exactly what we're doing. Going after the money and Aaron Judge's last home run. Join us on Drinkin' Bros Sports here in about 15 minutes, kids, for the Monday morning recap. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Podcast. Good.